Welcome, everyone, to Todd's World, the wildly opinionated news hour. The wildly opinionated Carrie's with me.
Woo!
How's it going?
It's going great. I'll tell you that countdown on the new platform here.
Bothers you?
Well, yeah, it makes me feel like we're all about to get our portrait taken, and it
It's
just
real
makes
serious,
makes me
Carrie.
feel I know, it's funny because like, timed things don't freak me out. There's something about that countdown.
She's like, oh no, here it comes.
I
Here it
know,
comes.
yikes.
It does give us a good clock at least, so like we actually know how long we're recording. That's
That's
something.
cool. Yeah.
We used to not, guys. I know that's shocking. The conditions under which we put out Hall of Fame level shows. It's amazing.
I know. Todd and I would just be like, "How long's it been?" "I don't know."
You have to bear with me today, folks. I finally succumbed this week and came down with the bubonic plague.
I'm so
I think
sorry.
I went from cancer to the bubonic plague.
I'm terribly sorry.
Somehow I keep thriving.
Thank goodness.
Don't worry, I'm on horse paste. Ivermectin horse paste
He
every
is
day,
he is not
once a
joking.
day. I'm telling you, I think it works.
Yeah.
They accused Joe Rogan of taking horse paste, and he's probably taking the pills.
Yeah.
The pills aren't as readily available around here, so for me, it's super easy to go spend $15 on a tube of horse paste.
Yeah.
Put a little on a cracker, boom.
Um,
I like
your
it.
eggs.
Keeps
Wow.
me going. I thought I had dodged the bullet
Right.
because everybody was sick. And my wife Nikki was super sick, and
Mhm.
just everybody's sick. I started feeling like I was coming down sick, and I took horse paste for
Mhm.
3 days.
Yeah.
I am encouraging people for off-label use.
We're allowed to because we're not famous.
I'm not a doctor,
Mhm.
which should give me more credit if you know anything about doctors. So, anyway,
Points for credibility.
I took it for 3 days and I thought it knocked it out. Symptoms kinda went away for
Yeah.
a week, and I thought, "Oh, good, cool," you know?
So did you
Well,
stop
then it
it?
came back. Yeah, I
Oh,
did
okay.
stop it. I
Okay.
think somebody told me my ex-wife, Ronnie, I think, said that you're only supposed to or she told the girls, "You're only supposed to take it for, like, 5 days, then take 5 days off," something.
Okay.
I don't think it can hurt you guys. I think you can take it as much as you want.
Well, I had a friend who used to get the pills, and she said all of a sudden, like, they cost, triple what they cost
Mm,
before, and I'm like, "Ugh,
gotta go with horse paste. Go right to the horse's mouth.
disgusting." I'm not doing it.
Hopefully, and I think that it helps. I think
Mhm.
I'm not as bad as I would have been. I've still been able to work, and whatever. But and some people, man, it knocked my daughter Lauren out. She was on the mend, but her voice was gone, so she had to cancel
Yeah, I'm
one of her
sad about
shows
that for you
yesterday.
guys. That's a
So
bummer. Well,
but, she called the place and they were like, everybody, they get cancellations, they get people, waitresses, cooks, everything are falling out from this horrible illness that's going
mhm.
around.
One of my son's, bosses, he says, has never taken a sick day in his life, and he's been out for 5 days.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
nasty stuff, whatever it
"Whoa."
is.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to the doctor. I've known people who've ended up going to the doctor and they get antibiotics for, if it goes into like a sinus infection,
Sure, yeah, that's a good
you
idea,
know?
but otherwise, they're just gonna say fluids, rest,
Yeah, at the front
horse
end, they're
tape.
like, just take horse paste. Take take 5 of these and call me later.
Yep. I'm a Vicks and Halls girl, big
Oh,
time.
really?
Oh, yeah, Vicks, Halls, Neti Pot.
You know what I heard once?
Mm,
You know what? This I probably heard it from my wife, so I probably heard it more than once knowing
mhm.
that, is that you put I don't know if this is like a Southern thing because she's from the South and,
Yeah.
you know how people from the South are.
I'm not a
Lovable.
Southerner, but I've been here a long time, yes.
She says you put when you get a cold, I think it's when you get a cold,
Yep.
you put, like, Vicks on your feet and put your socks
Yeah,
over them and sleep in them,
totally.
something like that. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it is. Yeah, it's a thing.
I've never done it.
Oh, yeah,
It's
it's
very
good.
strange to me.
Vicks is it even says it on the little jar. Vicks is a cough suppressant,
Okay.
so you don't
On your
take
feet.
it. Well, I think that helps. There's
I
something
knew,
about it.
like, when it seemed like when I was a kid, my mom used to, like, rub Vicks on my chest or something at night if
Yeah,
I was, sick, like,
that's
thinking,
good.
I don't know,
Yeah.
fumes or whatever.
There's a lot of stuff you can put on your feet. I think your feet are like the conductors to your body. I know essential
Okay.
oils that you're supposed to put on your feet, so
Do you think you could get drunk if you soaked your feet in beer?
mm.
Or not?
Might be good for people who don't like the taste of beer.
Should I just rub horse paste on my feet and put socks on?
There you go. It'd
Who
be better than
knows?
tasting it. Actually, you should ask about that.
You know what? This is a little meme that's been going around. Kinda tells you some of what's going on out there.
Okay.
I just kinda think it's hilarious. So, um, we'll play it. By the way, guys, you get to see the clips now.
I'm so excited. This is
High
great.
times.
Oh my
Let's,
god.
you've probably seen this meme is used for 1,000 things, and they overlay it with images and
What are you doing?
Hmm?
What are you doing?
Huh? Me? Just hanging around.
That's hilarious. I have not seen
Y
that.
have you not? That original
No.
one is from, it's Beetlejuice. You remember the Howard Stern show, and one of the characters was a black guy named Beetlejuice who was I don't know if he was a little retarded. I don't know what was going on. He had issues,
On the Howard
and
Stern show,
he
Beetlejuice?
wasn't on it all the time, but he's one of the
Just a
regulars that
guest.
they would
Okay.
bring in,
Uh-huh.
and that is from him where he's just hanging around.
Did he have kind of bulging eyes?
Yes,
Yeah, I do
that's
remember that guy. I remember
Beetlejuice.
the meme. That's hilarious.
I love that, but that's what Trump's been doing. He's just been hanging around, just
Hanging around
kinda
Greenland?
hanging around Greenland. Did you hear that the well, Trump, of course, I think we mentioned it last week.
Mhm.
Amid all the Somalian Minnesotan, kerfuffle, we mentioned that Trump was back on the Greenland train, that we gotta get Greenland, right?
Right.
And that it's a national security issue. And then the Greenland, I guess, is technically a territory of Denmark. You know, Denmark's a small little
Right. Yeah,
country.
we were talking about this last week.
Yep. And
I learned all about it on the Wildly Opinionated News Hour.
that's
It
that's
was
all
like
you
a
need to do.
political geography lesson. Love it.
So the Europe got heap big mad. They started saying, "If you do that, that'll be the end of NATO, and we're gonna send boats there." Now they got German troops. They got like 15 German troops of Denmark.
Oh,
It's
geez.
the most ridiculous posturing that I've ever seen.
Okay.
And
Yikes.
part of Trump's whole point is that they couldn't if something happened, Greenland is so strategically important to us and
Mhm.
to the Arctic, sea lanes and war routes, everything,
Okay.
and that that we have to have it because we have to defend. Nobody else can defend it, and nor does it like, if China or Russia tries to take it over, there's nothing Denmark can do.
Right.
Like, they're just not going to. Here's Stephen Miller talking about it, and, I think he makes a pretty good point.
Okay.
Um, sorry, it takes me a second,
That's
guys.
okay.
Not quite as smooth on this yet. I'm trying to get better.
You're doing great. I'm so
You know what I
excited we can
really
see.
wanted to do was I wanted to be able to these are all bookmarks. That's how I save all these clips in
Yeah.
my X account, and I thought it'd be really help me if I'm not during the show searching for clips. I'd like to be able to move them around.
Right.
Well, X doesn't allow that, I found.
Yeah.
The bookmarks are where they land.
Can you put them in, like, folders or something?
Yeah, and I have a NewsHour folder, but
It
there's
doesn't
still
help.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
Greenland is essential for America's national security. The new domain of international competition is going to be polar competition. That is where more and more resources are being spent by our nation's adversaries and rivals, is the ability to control movement, navigation, lanes of travel in the polar and Arctic regions. Greenland is 25% larger than Alaska. Greenland is
Mm.
the size of
It's
one
big.
fourth the continental United States. With
Woo!
respect to Denmark, Denmark is a tiny country with a tiny economy and a tiny military. They cannot defend Greenland. They cannot control the territory of Greenland. Under every understanding of law that has existed about territorial control for 500 years, to control a territory, you have to be able to defend a territory, improve a territory, inhabit a territory. Denmark has failed on every single one of these tests. So they want us to spend hundreds of billions of dollars defending a territory for them that is 25% bigger than Alaska at 100% American expense. But they say, while we do this, it belongs 100% to Denmark. It's a raw deal, it's an unfair deal, and most importantly, It's unfair to the American taxpayer who have subsidized all of Europe's defense for generations now. American dollars, American treasure, American blood, American ingenuity is what keeps Europe safe and the free world safe. And Donald Trump's insisting that we be respected, Sean.
What do you think, Carrie? Did he convince you?
Yes, and I wanted to share just to get an idea of the size of Denmark, just in terms that we
Mm-hmm.
can relate to. It is smaller than Georgia, larger than Maryland,
Okay.
compared to
It's
like
probably smaller than Michigan.
Massachusetts or West Virginia is like the comparison. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's actually bigger than I would have thought.
yeah, me too, actually.
Maybe only because of the way you see European maps or whatever,
Everything's
like
like
the tiny little sticking out.
yeah, it looks like little county. It looks like our
My
counties,
hometown, my
But yeah.
hometown of Greenville, Michigan,
hmm
they are filled to the brim with Danes. They have the Danish festival every year. It's
Wait,
like a
where
big
is this?
deal. In Greenville, Michigan, my hometown,
Oh, gotcha.
right down the
They have
road from where you
mission
grew
there?
up. Yeah, they're in force, man. Like it's been the Danish festival. You go through, I think it's the second weekend of August or something. I don't know. And it's like Danish flags
Oh my
everywhere.
gosh, that's so fun.
And you have apple skeevers that you get, which are like their little pancake balls
Oh,
that are
yum.
Danish.
Well, I
Yeah.
remember growing up there, in Kent County. I remember it being lots of Polish and lots of Dutch.
Yeah, well, there's obviously that.
Yeah,
There's more Dutch probably than anything in the
yeah,
Grand Rapids area.
yeah.
Um,
They all misspelled my maiden name, my last name, because it was a German spelling in a Dutch area.
I'm not even sure I knew what your maiden name was.
It was Han,
Oh,
Hahn.
I did know that, now that you say that, but if somebody put a gun to my head, I couldn't have pulled it
I'd be like,
out.
I don't know, man. We've only been cousins like part of our lives.
It's hard with mixed families, I don't remember.
Yeah,
It was
totally.
just I never thought of you guys, like, with last names.
No, of
You
course.
were
It was like
just Floyd, Nancy, and Carrie. It
right.
was
Exactly.
so I
No, I
never
get it. It's funny. I didn't realize that you yeah, grew up in Greenville. Like I didn't even think of that. It's funny.
Greenville.
Green.
So, yeah. So Denmark is so that's the whole point about Greenland
Mhm.
is that they can't
Yeah.
they can't defend themselves,
Right.
and we gotta, if we're doing it anyway, realistically,
Mhm.
don't you think NATO I feel like NATO's pretty much done anyway, but it's one of those things where it's been around so long
Mhm.
that it's just gonna hang out for 10 years until the Islamification of most of Europe is complete and the whole thing is just
Mm.
we just kind of but I think for all practical purposes, I'm not sure that it's doing much right now. I feel like Europe is thinking in terms of they're going to have to move on, which is probably the way to think.
Mhm.
Trump's made that pretty clear. And I think that with JD potentially on the horizon
Mhm.
carrying on that mantle that the world order is realigning. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Sure. But what's the relationship we have with Denmark's, I don't know, president or prime minister? How does Denmark feel? Because Denmark
Oh,
can't.
they're big mad.
Well, but here's the thing, this is an enormous I'm sorry, it's this territory is dwarfs their actual country,
Right, and they can't there's only about
Greenland,
50,000 people
and they
in,
can't but I mean, they can't defend it.
no.
My question is, how does Denmark feel about being at risk for Chinese or Russian invasion or
Well,
takeover?
what they know what everybody knows,
Yeah,
which is the United States isn't gonna let that happen, and that's Stephen Miller's whole point is that
okay, but
we're gonna step in. We've already got at least 1 or 2 bases there, and we're gonna step in. We're not gonna let that happen. But the whole point is by every measure of what's a territory and what isn't,
mhm.
like this should be an American territory. I think is the point.
I mean, I was like, I don't even care if it is or isn't, but in this context, I don't understand. They want us to wait until something happens. Like they're gonna be mad if we
Th-
go in, but
they made
they're
some
relying
saber
on us.
rattling. about how Europe might have to go go to war with the United
Oh
States
my
over
gosh.
Greenland.
Let's
It's
hope.
just
I hope.
these are the kinds of ridiculous things. They're just not serious people. You know what I mean? Where you're like, these are just not serious people. So,
It sounds crazy. It just makes me think like we don't have all the info. But Stephen Miller,
I don't know. I don't know. I would like to know. Um, sorry guys. I thought I had something else on Greenland, and I'm having trouble finding it. Let's go to there's still a little bit going down on well, not a little bit, in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Minnesota is still they're still trying to convince
Uh-huh.
their cops and their National Guard that
Yeah.
they're going to be able to stand up. The school teachers and everybody are going to be able to stand up to the United States ICE and fight us and fight them in the streets.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable,
This
really.
is just the next layer of defund the police, in my opinion. Basically, like,
Yeah.
fight
Well, they're
ICE. Like,
trying,
come on.
but I don't think that I'm not sure that people are really like paying much attention. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I watched there was Mayor Frey or Fry, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He was
Right.
on. He was giving some press conference, and then his police chief of Minnesota comes in and he says these people in these unlawful gatherings are breaking the law, and you could see like on Mayor Frey's face, you're not supposed to say that. You know what I mean? I just don't. I don't buy the. You know who Jesse Kelly is?
No.
You don't know maybe you'll recognize him
Okay.
when I play him. He's got a podcast.
Okay.
Pretty big. I think a pretty big. I don't know podcast. Whatever they call people, podcasters, influencers these days.
I'm
You
sorry.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
What?
Remind me to get back to like podcasting technical stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is Jesse Kelly, the Jesse Kelly Show. That's what you're
Okay.
seeing.
No, he
You
doesn't.
recognize? He's super tall. He's
I
like
don't
6'8".
Yeah, I don't recognize him.
Okay.
Is he like in a prison orange jumpsuit, or is this like
No,
athletic wear? Okay.
I think this is pure style, Carrie.
Okay.
When
Hey, I
you're
love
tall
orange.
like this,
It's okay.
you take whatever's long enough. You just pull stuff out of the closet and you
Prison
hope.
kind of ruined the color orange. I happen to love orange, but let's see. Jesse Kelly.
I'm 6'4", or at least I was in a prior life. I think I'm circling 6'3" now.
Are
I think the
you?
gravity has had its toll.
Oh no. Keep stretching.
And I didn't
Yeah.
come to
I've
full
got
terms with that till my daughter married Michael, who's a true 6'4", and I'm like, yeah, I'm not quite as tall as him.
Oh shoot.
And his dad's like 6'7", and I'm like, geez, I'm not used to being
I
around
think
taller people.
I have lost a little bit too, and it's such a bummer.
Yeah, I don't, what do you do? Well, this is Jesse Kelly making. You can see it says dark prediction,
Oh no.
and it's about what he thinks is going to be happening
Okay.
on the streets in some of these blue cities,
Oh, okay. Oh,
and we'll
here in
see
the
whether or
US.
not. Yeah, we'll see
Great.
whether or not
For a prediction that I pray to God does not come true.
he prays to God.
I don't think it's unreasonable to see the future and see American troops squaring off against either cops or National Guard troops of a blue state. Now,
Okay, but let's just let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
Do you think that's reasonable?
So I don't know how the National Guard works, but I'll speak to the cops. I don't see it as realistic that our military is ever going to square off with cops, because
I don't either.
I think police forces across, we talked about this in your book, Insurrection.
Mm.
Like, we just are pretty,
Coming out soon.
woo. We are really, I think we all feel pretty confident that the vast majority of police, law enforcement, that they're going to side with the law
Yeah.
and not just like the will of a few liberal leaders.
I mean, is it possible that he could find a gathering in a certain city within a certain department
Sure.
willing, I guess, to hazard a skirmish with ICE? It's hard to imagine, but okay, maybe.
Yeah. I
At
was gonna
which
say
point
it's gonna be like, yeah,
Trump would invoke, and he's already been talking about the Insurrection Act.
for
And he
that.
would Well, you'd hope he'd put it down. He did let Minnesota burn during the Summer of Love. And I've never quite gotten over that. I didn't think he should have done that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what do I
don't
know?
I just,
I do trust Trump.
I just think, yeah, I just think if those incidents occur, they will be outliers. I think it's gonna be really and I think people will be like, they'll be hated. They'll be ruined as police officers. So,
But
how's the National Guard work, though? Is the National Guard what we were talking about,
it
like
can be called up by
is it
either the president or by governors. It's generally composed of people within that state. So he
okay,
is right about that. School teachers, cops, a lot of
okay.
cops, some cops would be in the National Guard.
But they're almost like
Kind of,
reserve people?
well, yeah, military reserve, I think, is a little different.
Okay,
Only that, like, I knew a guy who was in the Navy reserves, and I don't think they may have done some exercises with the National Guard, but, it's like the Navy could call him up whenever.
okay.
But he did have weekend type deployments in a few weeks a year, and if he
Right,
didn't get called
but
up.
it's not like
And
that?
National Guard is the same.
But National Guard is like, okay, everyone is working civilian jobs,
Correct.
living their lives, and then if there's a state of emergency
They go play soldiers on the weekends every so
okay,
often and on 2 weeks a year maybe.
and Mayor
And
Frey
you get paid for it, like,
right.
and
But
then
Mayor
right.
Frey can call you up and say, "Hey, we have an emergency and we need
Go
you to"
attack
yeah,
Washington.
go attack ICE. Like, is that what you're saying?
That's what Mayor Frey was and Governor Ball well, not Mayor, Governor Balls could.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
that
think that
makes
the
sense.
mayor could.
Okay, got
But
it.
let's
It's the
hear what
state.
else
Okay.
what Jesse Kelly gets into here, I think, if I remember this clip right, and if I don't and it gets boring, then we'll turn it off. Don't you guys worry. Um, but I think he gets into why this is so important to the left that they're willing to go to such extremes to
Mhm.
go to the mat for this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it has everything to do with the illegal immigration scheme.
Okay.
I'll back that up by using two different things. First, if you tell me that's crazy, it would never happen. I would ask you this. If you're a Democrat politician, you're Gavin Newsom, you're JB Pritzker, you're Tim Walz, you're whoever, pick your politician. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you use your National Guard to stop the deportation of foreigners? Well, it's wrong. Well, they don't care about that. Well, troops might die. Oh my gosh, be serious. They don't care about that.
I agree with
They
all that.
care about
I do.
getting elected, destroying the country, staying in
What
power.
I doubt
What
is whether the
stops
National
any
Guard
one
would
of these
do it.
soulless politicians from doing it? That's one. Two, the second thing I'll use to back up my prediction is this. How important is the mass importation of foreigners to the Democrat Party in this
It's real
country?
important. I give them
We
that.
we discuss it all the
It's kind
time,
of the
you and me.
foundation.
Yeah, it's their
It's
lifeblood.
everything. Have you ever seen Democrats fight as hard as they're fighting for the foreigners who are in this country? Why do you think that is?
Mm.
Because the foreigners are everything to them now.
Their voters, future
They
voters,
don't give a crap
money.
about feminists. They're happy that feminists are so stupid they'll keep voting Democrats, but they don't care. They don't care about the LGBTQ demon mob. They're happy those people are going to keep voting Democrat when they're not twerking in front of kids, but they don't actually care about them.
I
They
think
don't
he's
care about black people. They don't care about climate change. They don't even believe in any of that stuff. And it's simply because
referencing the brass, I think he's right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
top echelons.
I agree.
Talking about the Tim Balls and the Gavin Newsoms, and
Yep.
yes, the power brokers, I agree with what he's talking about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, there's a lot of foot soldiers in the Democrat Party that care passionately about killing as many babies as they can kill. Like, they'll have little fetal feet necklaces and
Oh
things.
my
They
god.
love it.
Well, I was gonna say that the brass you're talking about, yeah, they wear like kind of like I picture them like scouts, they've got this sash, and these are like the badges they wear,
Yeah.
and
And that's a good illustration.
those are the things like they supposedly represent. but nothing against scouts. I'm just trying to get a visual.
Right.
Like, that's how I feel. This is like, these are the things.
It's the costume they put on.
Yes, exactly. And then,
Yes.
but you're right. So they might, I shouldn't say might. I don't think they genuinely care about that. I don't think AOC, back when she said, oh my gosh, like New York and Florida are going to be underwater. Like, I don't think she really believed that. But
Right.
everyone listening to them and looking at their shiny badges, that they do believe that. So like the
They buy it.
people, the sheeple.
It's almost religious. It's a religious fervor
Oh,
of
it's
sorts.
really weird. But
And
I
to be
mean,
fair, some of that mixes into MAGA. I mean, you got Erica
yeah,
Kirk coming out through the pyrotechnics and the whole thing. So you've got some of that same. That's
yeah,
that's out and out a combination of religious fervor and politics, and they would, by
right.
and large, claim that it's good. It's just there's good religious fervor and bad, is what they think.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
I'm a little suspect of all religious fervor mixed in with politics, personally.
Yes, I think.
That's why
Well,
we have 2 podcasts, guys. Beers with Jesus is tomorrow,
yes, check
and we
it
walk
out.
through the book of Acts, and
Mhm.
it's fabulous. We're gonna have a special one coming up, but it's not gonna be this week. So tomorrow, Beers with Jesus, tune in.
Book of Acts.
Check us out. Check out toddsworld.net. Anyway, shameless plug, Carrie. Go ahead.
No, that was perfect timing. So I was just going to say, can we talk about the National Guard? Did we hear
Yes.
everything we want to hear from this guy?
I think probably. I think he said all. I should probably pull him down.
I don't recognize
Tired of him. The hell out of
his
here, Jesse.
orange jumpsuit. No, just kidding. Actually,
I've actually never listened to him. I've only heard him interviewed at places. I've never listened to one of his actual podcasts. Not like I said, it doesn't mean that it's any reason. It's just
right.
there's so many out there. I can't
Yeah,
keep up with them all.
right. We do like actually work outside outside
Mhm.
of this shining
Pro
display
bono work that
of
we do for now.
wildly opinionated talent. Yeah, really. These are our volunteer work. Anyway, I was going to say the National Guard. So if the National Guard, talking about the people who are passionate about these causes, if the
Mhm.
National Guard in each respective state is made up of the regular people, then that I feel like is more likely to be realistic than, squaring off with ICE than the police force. That's what I
You
was
mean
going to
they'd
say.
be more likely to?
Yes. Because there are going to be some in that collection of people who have bought into all of this, who think that, that all of these illegals here belong here.
My guess is
Yeah.
that not very many of the boots on the ground in the National Guard in Minnesota or anywhere else
Mhm.
are on board. My guess, I mean, just think of the people
Yeah.
you know. Think of the kind of people that are cops, the kind of people that would
Yeah.
want to go into law enforcement, that would want to go into the military, that would want to go into the National Guard.
Right.
Those kinds of people,
Mhm.
they're generally not the lefties with the nose rings and the blue hair.
Generally not.
You know what I mean?
There could be a few. I think more than in the police force, but
Probably. But what
it's
happens
not an
is,
overwhelming presence. I agree with you.
and this would be what our old buddy Will would talk about, like with he's a state trooper with the Michigan State Police, and what he would always complain. Now he's retired now,
Mhm.
so we can talk about him.
Yeah.
But he would always complain about how woke the brass of like the very top echelons
Mm.
of the state police are, because they're put in by the governor and they're reporting to the governor, and so you got this really tiny section at the top where all these promotions are for the woke and for everything else, and they're just morons. And probably you have some of that maybe at the National Guard, but again, you've got the problem of what if you give the order and they don't do it? Then what kind of a clown
Right.
do you look like if you're Tim Balls? You know what
Right.
I mean?
I'm so curious about that though. Because those top brass in the police, I don't understand how they would become that way because they usually rise
Oh,
up.
they find them. They find them, and those are the ones that they start pushing up,
Wow.
like a DEI kind of thing.
Okay. So it's
Well,
interesting you mentioned.
it would
Oh,
depend on the governor. Like
sure.
Michigan has had this history since I've been alive, maybe longer, where we'll go for 2 terms with a Democrat governor,
Mhm.
and then 2 terms with a Republican governor, and then 2 terms with a Democrat governor. And it seems like we always flip. We always go every other, and they always get 2 terms. And it doesn't matter how bad they are. I mean, Whitmer damn near ran the thing into the ground
Mhm.
and still got a second term after COVID. It was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay.
Right.
I guess nobody cared."
Well, no, I just think it's almost like it's not really in the hands of the voters.
I know.
You wonder. But hasn't there been a Democrat governor of Michigan for a long time?
No, Whitmer's been here. This is her second term.
Okay.
And in 20 so it's 2026. This is the off year election. So we'll have an election for governor this year. So she's
Yep.
been here for 8 years.
Okay, but before her was Granholm?
I thought there was another Republican in there. Um, in between, Snyder, Rick Snyder.
I don't even know who that is.
He was like a nerd, and he was kind of rhino-ish, but, I mean, he was better than Whitmer. So,
Okay.
no, I think you went Granholm,
Mm,
and then Snyder, and then
okay.
Whitmer is what I
Wow.
think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that happened because before Granholm was Engler, and before Engler was maybe Buchanan or someone. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been every 2 terms.
That's interesting.
And it's a weird
Yeah.
dynamic, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen again this year, where
Oh,
you get
I hope
but
so,
this
but I
is a
hope it's
tough year because
yeah,
it's a midterm,
yeah.
and usually in off-year midterms after a presidential election, usually the president's party loses on average.
Yeah. Trump's in a
I
whole
mean,
different category though. Like he kind of has he's messed up the algorithm like the typical
he has, but do you know where you only see it? You only really that only shows up in elections when Trump's on the ballot.
Right.
If he's not on the ballot, and
Mhm.
and listen, he's talked about how he's gonna campaign this year. He's gonna try, I think, to put himself de facto on the ballot. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
try to nationalize these these disparate House and Senate elections so that people are kinda looking at it like they're voting in favor of his administration. You
Oh,
know what I mean? And so he's
okay.
gonna be out there campaigning for all the different people. But part of Trump's problem is and you know what? Listen, we've talked over and over about how I trust Trump.
Uh-huh.
He's got amazing political instincts. Trust him right down the board. I've questioned I've questioned his hires in the past for sure. It's
Mhm.
better his second a lot better his second term than his,
Yeah.
first. And I've also questioned, and I'm not the only one, listen, a lot of his endorsements. Rhinos up and down. I mean, and a lot of the reason that we haven't seen Congress do anything is because of the very people that Trump has endorsed
Okay.
as they were incumbents and they were there and,
Maybe they're
he's
his
taken over the party and
maybe they're his only choices, Todd.
well, it could be that he's of the mind that you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I just don't know.
Sure.
But at some point, the only way to get any of this stuff codified into law
Yeah.
is through Congress.
I mean, if his choices are endorsing a Democrat, a rhino, or like an outsider, no name, new on
I'd like to see
the
him
scene, he wouldn't win with
I'd like to see him take on some of these incumbent rhino senators in the primaries with somebody. I feel like he's got enough
that
clout
would be
to
cool.
put it behind somebody in the primary and get rid of these frickin' ossified rhinos. That's what I think. But you know what? There's other things that Trump we gotta talk about Iran at some point.
Okay.
He just pulled out. He was about to bomb Iran this week. He
Yeah.
had
Do
he
you
had the pieces in place, and at the last second, he backed down. And the people in Iran now he sent them a message, and he said, "Listen, we're with you. Keep track, take pictures, keep
Mhm.
track of who's killing, the Iranian what is it? The state party, the state Islamist party.
Okay.
They're out there killing people and executing them in the streets and whatever." And he's saying, "Keep track of all that because we're gonna get them eventually." But you look at it and you think he was about to go in and what Trump said, and this does show some caution too. So I mean, I'm not saying this is wrong necessarily, but he didn't believe with what they were gonna be able to do in the strikes they had planned, no one could guarantee that that was gonna change the regime and change the system in that one strike,
Yep.
and he does not want a prolonged deal.
Thank God, because
So he
yeah,
pulled back.
I don't wanna be I don't wanna be messing with stuff out there. I
And a
think
lot of what he's doing
it's
is
bad for the people, but
Well, they're fighting hard. I mean, they're in the streets and they're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I wanna try to find it here. It's, I have Scott Bessent talking about Iran and how they're, they're using so many economic forces, whether it's tariffs, whether it's sanctions.
Mhm.
Now that we've essentially taken over Venezuela, it has to do with oil 'cause,
Yeah.
you know, Iran has plenty of oil, but at the same time, they gotta sell it, and they got all these sanctions, and it becomes a big problem for
Right.
them. You know what I mean? So, where do I have Scott Bessent talking about that? There's
So
been a lot of Scott Bessent clips this week.
oh, good. Well, while you look for that one,
Go ahead.
did you hear the speculation? Do you know about the sweeping Verizon outage that happened the other day?
No, I don't. And well, do I have Verizon? No, I guess I don't.
So it wasn't, I don't believe Michigan was impacted, but I'm guessing on the days, but I'm gonna say Tuesday. No, Monday, I'm gonna say Monday or Tuesday. LA and Atlanta had a major Verizon outage.
Really?
Yeah. And then the next day or 2 days later, the whole like southeast, like Olive, Georgia, Florida, like you should have seen the map was here. I'm gonna try to show you the map. It was crazy. Verizon phones where they were like bricks.
Really?
Yeah.
Couldn't do calls, couldn't do anything.
They could do
How did
Wi-Fi
I
calling
miss this?
and emergency. Because you know what? Because it was about, I think, about 8 hours.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
It's a long time, and I was not impacted. I don't have Verizon. I use T-Mobile. But, yeah, my boss had it was crazy. But anyway, my point is, the reason I bring it up is because there was speculation that this was possibly related to our activity in Iraq, or excuse me,
Sorry.
Iran. What's that?
Oh, you can't hear it anyway. God!
Oh, the whole eastern.
I
I'm sorry.
forget.
I thought it was just the southeast. It was a lot. Okay, I'm gonna show you the map.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
You're saying that was a Verizon outage?
That was the Verizon outage for, like, the better part of a day.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. So,
So what do you think? Is there speculation that there was some,
there
I don't
was,
know.
and I just wondered if you knew about it, but if you didn't know about the outage, then,
I didn't even know about the outage, yeah, so I'm kind of in the
um
dark a little.
yeah, there were people speculating about China testing stuff, or that maybe
Hmm.
Iran. Yeah, let's see. Did Scott
What do
Bessent
I
say?
have for Spectrum or something for, cell service, I think.
Oh, okay.
Can't remember. But I thought they were on Verizon towers anyway. So I guess but I don't know anything about how anything works when it
I
comes
know,
to
I don't
cell
know either.
service. So I don't know, like, if there would be if there was a Verizon problem, if there would be a Spectrum problem, or if it wouldn't have anything to do with that, it's inside Verizon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Verizon says that they officially, um, attribute their outage to, yeah, some software issues,
Hmm.
not a
So
cyber
it doesn't have anything to
not a
do with the cell
cyber attack.
towers. Okay.
They said not a cyber attack.
Well, I'm sure they said that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they wouldn't lie.
Oh, I'm sure not.
You know, speaking of
A
ice, did
lot, a
you
lotta mhm,
did you hear about this or maybe not?
hmm.
Um, I need to get rid of,
And I'm just gonna
something.
say this too, I don't know how it works, but if it's a software issue, why would it only impact part of their their areas?
I don't know, Gary.
I'm just saying.
I don't understand anything. Why does the internet go out? I don't know.
How does the
It runs
internet work?
underground.
How's the
What's going on?
work,
If
right?
only we had Al Gore, the inventor of the internet, here to explain how it works.
Hey, underground, you know what? It's the aliens underground and in the ocean who are impacting our internet.
Listen to
What you got here?
Joe Rogan. He came around on Trump, right, for the election, and has been
Yeah, and he was
generally
not a
supportive,
Trump lover. Yep.
right? Well, listen to what he has to say about the Minnesota ice stuff.
Oh,
I don't
cool.
know if you heard this or not, but
I did
you
not.
probably did not. That's why the Wildly Opinionated News Hour is here, folks.
This is where I get all my
Matching
news.
people up, many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on them. Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers? Is that what we've come to?
So I know you and I talk a lot about communication.
Okay, so that was his little. And
This
you know what?
question.
I had a better one. That
No, I
that
love that. I want to hear the answer to that question. Because
I
I'm afraid of that.
you're bothered by it.
Yeah.
You want to hear what they have to say? This
I kind
panel.
of do.
I wanted to hear the
Is it-
longer clip of Rogan, but
Oh,
they
okay.
threw me off by putting. I have it saved a couple times, and I thought it was the whole Rogan clip, and it was just
Oh.
Fox playing Rogan.
Okay.
So I may not have the whole clip. So anyway, what Rogan was saying essentially, in addition to that, is his whole point is we don't need to be. You got a guy who's been here for 20 years.
Uh-huh.
And he was brought to this country as a kid. All he knows is English. All he knows is America.
Mhm.
And these are not the kind of people that we need to deport.
I agree
And
with that.
why are we wasting time? We're supposed to go get the criminals. That's what Trump said.
Okay. I agree
So
with that.
you agree with that?
I do.
Okay. Let's hear what these guys say. I'll be honest. I haven't listened to this. I have no idea
All right.
what they're going to
PR,
say.
And how would the department respond to that concern that he raised?
Well, this answer is very straightforward. If Tim Walz, if Mayor Fry would let us in their jails, we wouldn't have to be there at all. Currently, there are 680 criminal illegal aliens. Dana, that includes murderers, that includes rapists, child pedophiles, people who, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, you would never want these people to be on your streets or your neighbors. That's the people who we are targeting, and we are trying to get out of Minneapolis. Because we don't have state and local law enforcement's help, we do have to have a physical presence on the ground there. And I know in the interview as well, and what Joe Rogan just mentioned is the rampant crime we found, more than $9 billion. And we believe that's just the tip of the iceberg. If the state and local government would help there, if they would coordinate with the FBI, if they would coordinate with Homeland Security investigations, we would on an expedited basis be finding that fraud. And I think that all Americans would be better off for it. We want to give accountability. We want to give answers.
What do you think? That's who's she from? She's a Homeland Security Assistant Secretary. Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin.
I mean, I like what she said there, but I don't feel like it was a big, I don't feel like it was a big response to. I'd love to hear.
Well, what their argument is that
on this,
because they're not allowing them to go into jails and get these guys out of jails, that they then have to just kind of cast a wider net. Well, when they cast a wider net, they find more people.
Okay.
And they can't just find an illegal alien just because he's been here 20 years and doesn't know Spanish or whatever and just let him go. Like they've said that. They've said the ICE agents don't have that kind of authority on the ground to just pick and choose who they want to deport. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which makes sense. Now, Congress could have dealt with this.
I don't like that.
Congress could have dealt with this.
Okay.
And has been talking about it for years. Remember the dreamers. How many years, probably decades, has Congress been talking about the dreamers? Somehow we're going to fix the dreamers.
Yeah.
They could have dealt with it. And I kind of agree with Joe Rogan. I kind of agree with you on it. I certainly do on the feeling and the optics of it.
Yeah.
But like I've expressed to you before, the problem is that we've gone so far over the edge. Like the pendulum swung, they just went crazy. Now we've got 20 million illegal aliens and this, that, and the other. So the corrective measure is going to by nature swing harder. You know what I mean? I would like there to be, but Congress didn't do anything. Why didn't Congress do anything? Because they couldn't, well, they don't ever do anything, but they couldn't come up with anything that enough people agreed on.
Right.
I think somebody like that. Okay, let's say the dreamers. Whatever that means. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like the dreamers are the children of people who come. So like this is all.
But they're not anchor babies.
No.
So they weren't born here.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
is that true?
I mean, anchor baby is not a term that they use in Congress, Todd, like the dreamers. No. But
You know what I'm
Either
referring
way.
to, though.
Either way, yeah. A child born here or a child brought here at age
Well,
2.
under the current interpretation, a child born here is
Minors, yeah.
a birthright U.S. citizen.
Okay.
We're trying to change that. I think it should be changed.
Yeah.
But as of right now, that's the working definition. In my opinion, we could, craft something that
Mhm.
allows them to stay, and they don't get to vote for, I don't know, them or their kids maybe, till their grandkids maybe get to vote. But see, that really bothers people because you got second-class citizens in their mind.
Yeah. I
And I'm
think
not
it's
even saying that we
such
gotta call them citizens. I don't care what you call them. I'm just saying we can let them stay, they can work here, they can pay
the
taxes.
visitors. We could call them the
Yes,
visitors.
the visitors.
Sounds like a sci-fi, like,
Right
liberal
now, we're
show.
doing the vanishing.
Oh gosh.
But, yeah, I would be okay with I don't think you reward the Democrat Party with those votes in the first or second generation. You can argue about second generation, whatever,
Yeah.
because that's all you're doing is rewarding I mean, that's what Reagan did, is Reagan handed
Mhm.
California to the left
Yeah.
with his mass amnesty. He didn't know he was doing it. Congress promised him things and whatever. Who knows everything that went into it? We love Reagan on most things, but on this one, it was a bad move.
Yeah.
In hindsight, anyway. But we're 50 years in hindsight, or 40 years in
Gosh, I
hindsight.
know, it's crazy that it's that long ago. So, as you describe how the pendulum swinging, the swinging the other way concerns me because whenever you give our government agencies big power, even if it's important,
Mhm.
even if your twin towers are attacked and now we have to now we
Now
have
we
to
gotta
have
have a whole new
Homeland
government agency.
Security. Yeah, I mean, it's the best example I can think of.
Mhm.
That power's not going away anytime soon. So, now with regard to deportation,
Well, we're not really giving anybody new powers. All we're doing is enforcing existing law.
and that's fine. That's fine. But
That hadn't been enforced. We closed the border, that was
I
something.
guess just the methods are new. ICE having a presence
They're
in a
just more
city that's over.
widespread, yeah.
Yeah, it's not something that we normally see.
We're still not seeing it in Michigan. I mean, that I maybe in Dearborn. I wish they'd clear out the entire city of Dearborn.
Oh my gosh.
Just like cattle.
I
But
wonder how many
right into
dreamers
Lake
there are
Erie.
in Dearborn. Well,
No,
that's like, honestly, that's a whole other issue because I think
but
we're talking about someone who's been here for 20 years, families from
right.
Mexico, for example. I feel like those people are very different than the
I would like it
siege,
if we could find a way
the
to,
cultural siege of a city. Like
like I say, I don't wanna give Democrats those votes.
yep.
So, if we can find a way to keep those people here, if they're productive people
Mhm,
and generally, you know what I mean?
mhm.
And people fall in hard times, whatever. But in other words, if they are not lifetime welfare recipients,
Right,
um,
right.
then, and you work, you're on a drywall crew.
Mhm.
You've only ever, and listen, you could be on a drywall crew and still have been here most of your life and not speak English. But
Yeah, I know.
it's
It's true.
amazing, really.
It's
Did you
very
see that
true.
Trump signed an executive order making English the official language of the United States? It has never been the official language of the United States.
It's funny that it's never been.
I know, I think that too, but anyway, it is now.
Is it?
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? There are gonna be people pissed off about that, who
Yeah.
are English speaking Native Americans. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
There are gonna be people just think that that's, like, completely
It's
racist
bigoted.
and what I know. I just am like, "Wow."
So,
Okay.
look at our headline here from
Oh.
People
Oh, wait,
magazine.
did O.J. Simpson die?
Well, yeah, he did die a little while ago. But
Okay.
what this is showing, Scott Adams, who
Oh,
we
wait,
really
what?
like, that came out.
Sorry. I'm
Are you
taking
starting
in
to get what's going on?
it took me a minute. I had to take this in. Oh,
You
wait,
can literally
look at this
murder
creator.
your wife and get a better eulogy than if you supported Trump. So when OJ died in People magazine, O.J. Simpson dead at 76 from cancer, family announces. When Scott Adams died this last week, Scott Adams, disgraced Dilbert creator, dies at 68.
Wow, people,
It's
what was wrong? Do you see the creator's, name? This is so funny.
Captive Dreamer.
Captive Dreamer.
Speaking of dreamers, I'm gonna
Wow,
pull this
Todd,
down for a
that's
second.
wild.
I just had to show you that because I don't know if people, you tell people, but when you see it and you're like, "Holy cow, they really did that."
They really did. Why are they calling him disgraced, by the way?
Oh, he took a lot of heat. He came out in 15 to support Trump,
Oh, is that
and
what it's about?
yeah, it's
They're
about
calling
supporting
him
Trump.
disgraced because of his
Yes, he was a disgraced Dilbert creator because he supported Trump.
wow.
So, um, I wanted to play, maybe we talked about it last week, but anyway, I'm a few Scott Adams clips because he passed away and he has
Yeah,
been
we
great.
really didn't we didn't play any clips or anything.
We didn't have much time whenever
No.
we were doing
And it had just
whatever we
happened.
were
We just
doing.
mentioned him.
Yeah. Here he is talking, I think, about Vivek. You know Vivek uh, Ramaswamy,
I love that guy.
the Indian turned Republican. He
He's
he's
awesome.
running for governor of Ohio,
Mhm.
right?
And when is that election? Do we know?
I would expect it's this November.
That's cool. I'm pulling.
But anyway, Vivek has had some difficulties.
Okay.
Um, he's not everybody loves Vivek as much as you do. He's got a history with some biotech company that he started that's a little shady, and then he's just got some weird positions he takes. I've said in the past,
Mhm.
I'm not comfortable with him being a Hindu. I'm just not. I wouldn't vote for him being
Oh,
a Hindu. I just
really?
wouldn't. Nope, not certainly not for president was what I said. And
Interesting.
depending on my options for governor, I'd prefer not to have a Hindu. Okay,
Wow.
I just
Okay.
would.
Okay.
I would prefer to have a Christian because I think America's a Christian nation,
It
and I
is,
don't think
but
it's that hard to represent what is the majority view and culture in the
sure.
country.
And without getting into religious weeds, there's a big difference between well, let me put it this way. Hinduism is not, like, at odds with Christianity.
What do you
In
mean?
in its, like I mean,
They got like 2,000 gods, and
well,
Christianity
no,
says
let me
there's
put it
one
this way.
God.
In its demeanor, Hindus aren't calling for the death of Christians because
No,
they are.
that's true. They're not like Islamic.
No.
That's
They're very
true.
I was gonna say it's peaceful, loving, joyful people, so, anyway, go ahead.
Hey, I feel the same way about a Mormon that I do about a Hindu, okay? Mitt Romney unzipping whatever human suit he's running around in. I did vote for him, but I was never a big fan of Mitt Romney. So I'm less of a fan now. Anyway, so the thing with that Scott Adams is talking about is Vivek. What happened? I think he got off of X because he said something about it being an echo chamber or something about it. Something. Well, he had some issue with it. And this is Scott Adams, not long before he died, responding to Vivek
Okay.
about getting off of X. So this is within the last couple weeks, just before he died.
Vivek Ramaswamy has apparently announced that he's going to not be on Instagram and X for a while. I don't know how long, but
Oh,
he says it's too easy to get a distorted sense of the public's concerns. Now, that's a true statement, wouldn't you say? That if you're on X, even though X is the free speech, champion of the world, that you still get in your bubble.
He's right about that.
mhm.
I noticed
Thanks.
it on X. You still get siloed a little,
Yeah.
no matter what you do.
Mhm.
So it does form bubbles. There's no way around it. And I do think that if you got all of your sense of what the public wants from X, probably would be distorted because, even Vivek would be in a bubble of some
Yeah,
kind,
I agree with that.
not of his choosing. It might not be the bubble he wants,
Mhm.
but it just happens
The
because of the
Hindu
way,
bubble.
algorithms work. But here's my question to Vivek that he will never see. What is a better way to get to the truth? At the moment, there's nothing better than X. And I would say there's nothing close. I wouldn't trust AI, maybe someday, but I don't trust it now. I wouldn't trust the mainstream media. I wouldn't trust, well, anything.
Hmm.
So while his concern seems spot on, I'd love to know what he thinks is the alternative. What alternative is there? Oh, we'll see. We'll see if that lasts.
What do you think?
I have a question. I probably missed it. I had to peek at my phone.
Oh,
Kid
geez.
kid text, but I'm just curious. What was Vivek's reason for saying that he was going to be off them for a while?
I don't know that he gave a reason.
Okay.
Oh, well, other than it's the silo, like the bubbles of opinion, and it's not a real representation of
Oh, okay.
America, whatever. But um,
Oh,
and I don't, and Scott Adams isn't disagreeing with him.
right,
He's only saying it's still the best thing available. So
right.
in other words, you can criticize free speech. You can say, you know what, in a free speech society, you get a lot of misinformation, right?
Right.
COVID misinformation.
Yeah.
You get a lot of these kinds of problems. Oh, well, that's true. You do get some of that. I mean, you get people who can just create conspiracy theories, like Candace Owens, who now what did she say this week? Charlie Kirk's a time traveler. Did you hear that?
Oh my gosh, someone needs to like go do a scan because she might have a brain tumor.
He's a time lord.
Did
He
she really
moved.
say that he was
Yes.
What is going on with Candace Owens? Is she trying to, hold on. Let's get back to Candace Owens regarding Vivek Ramaswamy.
Go ahead, but
I
regarding Vivek.
I agree with what Scott's saying. I understand what you're saying, and I get that. But with him, his personality, I wonder if he just feels like he'll do better for himself to just go out among the people and talk to people because that's his style. He
Yeah.
loves doing, and he'll go right into the lion's den, and he's comfortable there because he's just really firm, and he's firm in his logic. He's firm in truth, and he can just talk to people off the cuff all day long. Um,
Okay.
so I wonder if he just feels like he'll get a better feel of,
He might.
the people just in person. I don't know.
No, it's fair. Well, I think the answer probably is that whatever's going on in Vivek's campaign,
Mhm.
he's getting hurt by the right he's getting hurt by the right wing to the right of him,
Yep.
and he's getting hurt on X by him. So to
Mhm.
get off it is, sometimes that's a better that's what
Yeah.
they think. They think, "Well, I'm just not gonna engage then."
Sure.
I had a church do that to me, believe it or not. Not very long ago. Well, then you hear about that on Beers with Jesus, not this week.
Yeah.
One of
Coming
these
up
weeks coming
soon.
up.
We'll keep you posted.
But yeah,
Um,
same idea where it's like they just don't wanna I'm just gonna get off.
yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You're like, I mean, okay,
Yeah.
I
I don't
guess.
know. Okay. Back to Candace. Todd, I have
Yes.
a new theory.
What?
Okay. A, brain tumor.
She's awfully young for brain
B, well, I mean, you can get a brain tumor anytime. B, no, not like no, she's old enough for schizophrenia, but it doesn't sound like she's just anyway. B, here's my other theory. Maybe Candace wants out. Maybe she doesn't want to be part of all this, so she's just making herself like so crazy that everyone's gonna just like drop her and then just kind of like forget about her, so she can fade into like a real life.
See, it seems like that I mean, listen, she's got one of the biggest downloaded podcasts in the country.
Does she have a
Like,
podcast where she's talking this craziness right now?
yes, it's called
Wow.
Candace or
Okay.
Candace O or something. And
Wow.
she is one who, I mean, this is making her a lot of money. That's why it needs to keep going.
Okay,
You
so
know what
she
I
just
mean?
being outlandish to make money?
Yes, I believe that she has to keep upping the ante. Does that make
Well, she
sense?
sounds insane.
Well, but
She sounds brain tumor insane.
but the as you said, but the alternative is
Yeah.
what? To start bleeding? I mean, if these people are coming to her for these conspiracy theories,
Uh-huh.
and if she gives them up, what's she got to offer them instead? You know what I mean?
I guess,
It's
but
just she's put herself in a place that's a hard one to walk back.
I
You know what I
guess.
mean?
I guess, but like, what? This is so weird. I'm gonna look up something here about. Okay,
I wanna
so
go ahead.
okay.
What do you got?
Estimates are her net worth is $5 million.
Yeah, and her husband's real wealthy. I don't know if
Okay.
they're combining, but he was
Yeah.
from England. He's
So
aristocracy somewhere.
I mean, she should be all set. What
Yeah.
be all set.
Well,
You could $5 million. You
that's
could
not
go do.
generally how people think.
I know, but why not? It's so it's so crazy to me.
It's only people without money who always think they'd be satisfied with money.
Yeah,
But
well,
then as soon as they get it, they never are. It's all about the accumulation.
I guess.
And I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying that's how people are. It's
Yeah. Do
just what
you
it is.
do you know about the union fraud that happened, the teachers union fraud that happened in Florida a few years
It
ago?
rings a faint bell,
Okay.
but no, not really. Other than I think I saw something about it at the time maybe, but no, I don't recall it.
These two women, they stole like $3 million, and
Were
it's
they
just
Hindus? Oh.
no.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't think I don't think they're like that.
All these Hindus in the audience are gonna be I'm gonna be getting pictures of all their 2,000 gods, like, with all the
Yeah.
octopus arms and
Well,
things.
you know what, Todd? That's what I was gonna say. We have to get back to the podcast, like, the comments, because the
Oh,
funniest so people were pissed off last week. The funniest comment I thought was
of the clips I put up,
yeah, the
they were
funniest
heap big mad.
oh, they were, and some of them were really, like I started reading, and I was like, "Oh, this is funny," and then, like, it was like, "This is not funny," like, I didn't like it at all, but one of them was really funny. The comment was, "They should make podcast equipment way more expensive."
I liked it. I liked that comment. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I did too. It was good.
I thought that was clever, guys.
It was.
Keep the comments coming. What Carrie's talking about is mostly on TikTok because I put some, for
Mhm.
whatever reason, comment wise and things, we tend to get a little bit more engagement on
A lot of,
TikTok,
like,
even though
A
TikTok,
lot of Nazi talk. I'm like, "We're so not Nazis." Like, people who call us
no,
that it makes me crazy because I think, "You obviously haven't listened."
I don't have any problem with just Jews, just Hindus,
Oh my gosh.
Mormons.
And more
We've
of
already
it.
mostly got the Mormons confined to Utah, so it's not so bad. We had to give up a really pretty state, but you do what you'd have to do.
Did
You
Utah have the
can't-
support of the National Guard? Is that
I don't know. Though, what's so weird about Utah,
Mhm.
just as an aside,
Yeah.
with all their Mormons, relatively conservative people in general, right?
Mhm.
And they have the biggest squish progressive Republican governors. And I don't know how that works. Like they vote for these insane progressive, they'll have an R behind their name,
Yeah.
but they're just insane. And you think, how does that happen? Like the one positive you ought to get out of Mormonism is a conservative governor, right? Something.
Maybe it's
You
like the
already can't drink coffee and beer. And I mean,
maybe it's like
think
the
of all the
thin
things you
air,
give up.
right? Maybe it's like the thin air in Utah, the
Anyway,
elevation.
now we're gonna get bombarded with Mormons calling me a
Sorry.
Nazi. I got
We're really
Mormons on
not.
my ass,
We're so
Hindus, the
not.
left.
Oh god.
Here's a little more. I want to play just a couple Scott Adams clips because we didn't get time to
Okay.
play many.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit of time. What time is it? We're about an hour in.
Okay.
Hmm,
Let's
not
hear some
not so
Scott
bad.
Adams.
Let's hear some Scott.
The
This is
disgraced Scott Adams.
no, this is the disgraced Dilbert creator. It's so stupid. But I've told you this, he was a best-selling author. He was
Mhm.
a hypnotist.
I
He was an expert in the art of persuasion. That
Mhm.
was one of the things he saw about Trump early on is that he was one of the most persuasive. Remember, I think we played that last week, the linguistic kill shot he talked about. How Trump was
Yeah.
a master of the linguistic kill shot. Well, this is about being lazy.
Okay.
It doesn't have anything to do with Trump, but kind of interesting.
What if laziness is a habit of thinking about the cost of things or the effort instead of thinking about the payoff? I'm going to say it again. A few more heads to explode.
Are you ready,
What
Carrie?
if
Listen.
I My mind's already
Thinking
blown.
is nothing but a habit of thinking about the effort instead of thinking about the outcome. What if you could reverse laziness by simply developing a habit of thinking more about let's say, the delicious food that you would like to enjoy instead of how long it would take you to get up and go get it? But the real question is, if you were to test this at home and try to see if you can think more about the good outcome and less about the work, would you get it done? Why is it that people have a second child? Why does a woman who goes through this awful, awful childbirth
Because they
have a
came
second
out
child?
together, right,
Don't they always say
Gary?
the same thing? If I remembered how bad this was, I wouldn't do it again,
You making a twin
right?
joke?
Yeah.
So the not thinking about the effort is vital to actually the survival of humanity. If we focused on how hard it was to have a baby, you just wouldn't do it, or you do too little of it. But if you focus on how awesome it would be to have a family,
Excuse me.
well, there you go. You're going to go through the pain because you've already committed. Am I ambitious, or do I simply have a thinking habit which produces dopamine because I'm thinking about the positive outcome?
Oh,
And is the
cool.
dopamine the thing that gets me up and moving? And when you're observing me, you say, "How the hell do you get so much done? And how do I do it?" I think it's just this. I think it's just this. When I think of all the things I do, I think about them in terms of their benefits. So here's your tip. It's going to change some of your lives. Think about the positive, not about the work, and see what that does to you.
He was good like that.
I love
He would
that.
have yeah, he was really, really good at that
How
kinda thing.
how disciplined a person are you in this kind of context?
I don't
Like
feel like I'm disciplined enough, but I have gotten better and I get a fair amount done,
mhm,
you know?
yeah,
Um, I don't know. I've written a lot of books and we've
yeah.
done a lot
I
of
know, that's
podcasts, and I do think of I do it like he does, like, I think, "Why do I write?" Because it's the stories. I think about I want people to be able to read or listen to the
mhm,
stories and to care about the stories, and then when you get the stories out there and people start to read and listen to them and they start to care about them, you wanna do more. You know what I mean?
right,
You wanna get that stuff out for people or podcasts. You wanna the outcome is you're able to put something out there and have commentary. I think of it as telling the truth, trying to get the truth or
mhm,
out of this just a lot of the people, I think not a lot of people who listen to us are, I'm sure, quite, uh, they're educated
mhm,
on what's going on out there. I feel like relatively informed,
right,
relatively educated, but I don't know if a lot of them are necessarily obsessed. I think they're probably not. So they can come to this and they get kind of a sampling. You get entertainment fused with information. You're kind of seeing what's going on.
right,
You see some of it from the horse's mouth, you know what I mean? You
mhm,
get and you get exposure to different things. It's not necessarily all politics, it's not this, it's not that, but so in general, I like kinda taking this doing this take on the world. I loved Rush growing up,
mhm,
loved him. He was my 12 to 3 every day,
mhm,
and so to be able to do something comparable to what he did
yeah.
is amazing. I love it. What about you? Do you think you're disciplined?
So I have, like I'm in waves of discipline, but when Scott Adams was talking there about what our brain is doing, I thought, when I'm gonna say productive. When I'm
Mhm.
productive, it is because I'm motivated by the outcome.
Yeah.
So, like, we just, last week, my mom was in town, and we tackled the garage,
Yeah.
and for people who don't know, for our million listeners who have never been to my house, I have a really big garage, and for 20 plus years, it's filled up with dust and clutter.
Are you one of those families you don't park in the garage?
We do.
Oh, you do?
We
Okay.
do, but we have extra space. It's like it's
Oh,
just this
okay, okay.
'cause a couple of owners before us, like, was a contractor, so he had a big workbench,
Oh,
work
yeah, yeah, yeah.
areas. It was just an enormous it was kind of ridiculous big garage,
Okay.
but full of stuff. Also, it's Florida, so we don't have a basement, so it has
Mhm.
storage also.
Yeah.
But anyway, long story short, years, decades of clutter in there. And is it fun to go out there? No, it's disgusting. Like, it's dirty. We wore masks the first couple of days because
Did you?
just the pollen. I
COVID.
live on a dirt road, so it's like really. But really just that focused on what I wanted it to be
Mhm.
is what.
So you did exactly what he's talking about.
Yes, I don't think I do that consistently. I think I can do that on a project, but I just love
Yeah.
hearing. I never thought about that. I never thought that that's what was happening. So it's cool to
Right.
hear him describe that. So I think when I get productive, that's what my brain's doing. I would love to do that with everything.
Yeah. Well, me too.
Because we do, though. I think when we're like wallowing or feeling unmotivated, it's because we're focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really, really cool like life clip. See, Wildly Opinionated News Hour has so many benefits.
See?
Yep.
Here's a little more Scott.
Okay.
This is gonna be. I'm gonna play one more Scott clip, just because. Um, I want to play it. Let's see what he's got to say here. This
Okay.
has something to do with anti-white racism. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
Let's just see what Scott has to say.
Oh boy.
that
Okay.
nearly half
Work
of all
together.
blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me.
What'd he say?
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people,
Oh,
according to
damn.
this, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group, and I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
Oh my gosh. What?
Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this.
Wow.
This can't right, this can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I
It's
went to
like
a
Nick
neighborhood where,
Fuentes.
I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don
John
Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense.
Gary's blown away.
It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to Black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help Black Americans if you're white. It's
He does kind of sound racist there.
don't even think it's worth trying.
Wow.
Totally not trying.
What do you,
And
what?
there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you?
I did not. Oh my gosh.
I told you I hadn't listened to that clip. Because I couldn't for
You
whatever
had
reason.
not? I thought you were
I
teasing
hadn't
me.
listened. No, I hadn't because I had for whatever reason ran out of I couldn't find my Scott Adams clips in my bookmark that I wanted to play, so I just looked a few up quick. You know what I mean? Because
So are we going to talk
they
about
were
that one? Or are we going to
eluding
edit
me.
that?
Go ahead. Yes.
edit
No.
that one
Tell me
out?
what you thought. No, we'll leave it. That's what he said. I mean, what do you think? You think he's crazy?
I think. Look, I don't know what Scott Adams.
I can't even give you any context on it because that's
I
how
know, I'm
little
like,
I know about that
yeah.
clip.
Yeah, I have no context either. And Scott Adams, I don't know what he's done his whole life
So-
to help
so he
Black
had a-
America that he suddenly feels like he has to give up doing that.
His point was so he starts off with, if in this poll, if more than 50% of blacks hate whites.
Yeah. Or have a problem with white people.
Maybe was that what it was? Have a problem
Yeah.
with whites.
Then he called them a hate group.
Yeah. Oh, here, I can
So-
stop sharing this. Sorry.
You know what? So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, I don't know the poll. We don't have the context. That
Right.
is a pretty sad broadcast from someone who normally, I think, was the little bit of his that I've seen
Do you feel like
normally
I
is
should have
more
something better?
constructive. I'm like, I feel like he's just kind of like, hey, I'm near the end of my life. I'm going to just say what's on my
That
mind.
that looked like it was probably a year old maybe. Because I mean, it was before before the disease had ravaged him too much.
Right. But I mean, he, knew that he was
Yes, that's
probably
true.
facing his mortality and was like, yeah, I'm just going to get out there and say, I'm done helping Black people. I don't know. It just sounds really cold, dismissive. Now, him saying he's been called a racist, that doesn't surprise me because right now, if you're white, I mean, they're trying to drill into our brains that we are inherently racist because we're white. So,
Right.
I get that. I get being frustrated with that. The rest of that to me was sad. What are your thoughts on that?
Mm, I can see how it comes off like the problem is he's trying to address a macro issue, and it's hard for us not to hear everything through the lens of micro.
Yep.
It's hard for us not to picture
Well
the
said.
Black family we know that we like, that are cool, that are, you know what I mean? Like with plenty of good, solid Black people in America, right?
Yeah.
Plenty of them. And none of those people would be just as frustrated probably with what's going on in some areas, maybe more,
Right.
as Scott Adams is. What he's talking about as far as neighborhoods is probably right for whatever reason. When he said that about density,
Yeah,
there's a truth in that.
there is. But like that
Like
isn't where he's living to say, I'd
if
get away from Black people. I'm like, oh, who says that? Sorry.
for example, you're walking down a street and you start to notice that the population is thinning out around you,
Mhm.
and that it's getting to be a lot of African American youths, young men, African Americans. Maybe you want to turn around and go the other way if you're a white person. That might
Mhm.
not be the safest environment for you,
Okay.
right?
Well,
And
I'm a
and
woman, so
it's
I
not
yeah.
it's not racist to recognize some of those realities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the same thing would be true in neighborhoods and things like that. And I think a lot the reasons are so complex and manifold. The left went out of its way to destroy the Black culture and Black community with LBJ and
Yeah.
Great Society, welfare, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
You
Very
know,
macro.
yeah. Now it gets to where you've got 70 some percent of the Black population. It doesn't have two parents in the home.
Right.
Like it's single moms or whatever. It's just it's big culture-wide problems. I think those problems can be fixed and can be turned around. I do think he's right that it's not by you moving probably to a Black neighborhood where you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Necessarily. You've already got because I think that the Blacks that we're talking about that would be bothered by all that, they already aren't living in those neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and they're already frustrated. It's like Bill Cosby, our favorite rapist. He of all our favorite rapist. No. Um, but he remember prior to them taking him out as a racist,
Mhm.
what was Bill Cosby doing? One of Bill Cosby's soapboxes was talking to the Black community, specifically Black men, specifically younger Black men, and saying, you got to step up and change this
Mhm.
because you're destroying the culture. And he's right. He was right. Now, they painted him as a racist and took him out after that. Maybe they were unrelated. I don't know.
You mean they painted him as a rapist or a racist?
Rapist, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And a racist at the time
Yeah.
because he was speaking
Some
out against.
people were really shocked by that. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, but they did. You notice the he definitely got taken out after that. Now, listen, people can say whatever they want about all the accusations. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe Don Lemon should start, like, taking up that cause and speak to the young Black men.
Then it'll be Don Lemon in his bathrobe talking to young Black men, a couple pills and a
Right.
drink.
Right.
I just woke up and there he was.
I didn't remember how I got there. Oh, awful.
What did I
So
want to I'm looking for one article that I am having trouble finding that I wanted to kinda talk about, and it wasn't political.
Okay.
It was, it was just an article here. Where is it? Go ahead, Gary, if you got anything else. Otherwise, I'll either find it or I won't. But it was talking about women in culture, and I wanted to get your take on it because I really
Okay.
thought it was interesting. And I am convinced that my either I can't figure out X bookmarks or they don't work like they're supposed to. What
Well,
is going on?
I don't
Oh,
know.
here it is. Why young women moved left
Okay.
while young men stayed sane
Ah.
is the let's click
I
on
can
this.
tell that I already agree with this article.
It's kind of interesting. Some of the things
Yeah.
it's a longer article, so I'm not going to be able to read the whole thing.
Okay.
I am going to put up because there's a couple graphs
Oh, yeah.
that are kind of interesting. Let's
Mhm.
see here. Share
I feel
this.
like this
Sorry.
is something we've talked about a little bit.
We have it.
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, let's.
I don't know that we've had, so I think it was Bill Ackman that posted this, and what's political scientists and data quants have been telling us for half a decade, women have moved radically leftward. So you can see right on the screen, whoops, right here, where the farther you go up, the more left-leaning you're going. Farther you go down, that's more conservative. I expect that was by design for the polls.
Sure.
They don't like us much.
Right.
But you can see
They're
the
like,
young men, they bopped around the 10% conservative range, you know what I mean? It hasn't moved tons.
Mhm.
But women, and let's see when this was. So this is from 2000, around 2000, a little
Oh,
before.
okay. Yep. Okay, so
And
we're
then
looking at
it
20
measures
years.
it out. You hit the
Ooh,
let's see,
what's that?
where are the Barack Obama years? Are they right here? Oh 08?
I
Oh 08,
guess.
right in here, right?
Where's that conservative movement? Who's that?
That's men.
No,
Down
but both
here?
of them, when the women and the men were both leaning conservative. I'm curious.
Oh,
But
right
like
here?
yeah, between 2000 and 2005. Nope.
No, after 25. My guess would be that would be toward the end of the Bush years, right before Obama.
Okay.
And where you start to see it start to kinda take off up
It's
here.
9/11. That's what it is.
Well, 9/11's back here.
That's where I'm looking.
Oh, it is.
Both men
Yeah,
and women both leaned right,
far more conservative. Yes, you're
and I
right.
bet that's
9/11.
9/11. There it
You
is.
can
Okay.
see it right here
I'm
because
just looking.
2000 it was 2001 was 9/11.
Yep.
So right here is 9/11.
Okay.
Well, then, as you hit Barack Obama, you're right here,
Yep.
and then it starts through the Obama years to go up,
Mhm.
and then women really lose their minds over Trump.
Yep.
It's kinda what it looks like, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, well, let's
Oh,
see
can
some
you
of
go up
his
one more time? Can I peek
yeah.
at something? I'm just curious. 2020. Okay. I just see it, kind of coming down, and I wonder if that is during Biden.
It would have been because this is basically it
Yeah.
looks like COVID in 2020
Mhm.
was where and I think this is younger women, but
Uh-huh.
where younger women went, as close to retard as they've gone.
And it well,
Liberal, left,
I was gonna
progressive.
say, and it's social media, it's a lot of things.
That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna tie it directly to smartphones, Carrie. It really is, like, you're on it. So, I wanna get up here a little bit. I don't care about that. We're not gonna deal with that. I
This is
wanna get
something
down
I've
to
observed. I've observed it in my own family, and I've
it's
observed
not
it
only
in high
America.
school. Mhm.
Like, this says South
Oh.
Korea is the extreme case. Young Korean men are now overwhelmingly conservative, and young Korean women are overwhelmingly progressive.
Wow.
Gap's even wider in the US. The Here's what he says. Women evolved in environments where social exclusion carried enormous survival cost. You
Okay.
can't hunt pregnant. You can't fight nursing. Survival required the tribe's acceptance, their protection, their food sharing, their tolerance of your temporary vulnerability. Millions of years of this, and you get hardware that treats social rejection as a serious threat. Okay? So that's women.
Can I comment an additional
Yes.
layer of that? I
Yes.
think that that also has contributed to women choosing not to have kids.
It makes sense if they don't feel
Like,
secure or
this I don't need a man.
yeah.
Yeah, and if they don't have kids and they don't need a man, they can do all those things on their own.
Right, if they don't have kids, it puts them in the position to fend for themselves a lot better,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Now, this says men face different pressures.
Okay.
Hunting parties gone for days, exploration, combat. You had to tolerate being alone, disliked, outside the group for extended periods. Men could handle temporary exclusion without falling apart. Men who could handle temporary exclusion without falling apart had more options,
Mm.
more risk taking, more independence, more ability to leave bad situations. This shows up in personality research. David Schmidt's work across 55 cultures found the same pattern everywhere. Women average higher agreeableness, higher neuroticism, which is sensitivity to negative stimuli,
Mhm.
including social rejection. Men average a higher tolerance for disagreement and social conflict. The differences aren't huge, but they're consistent across every culture that
Mhm.
was studied. So he's kind of giving you the base for, okay, this is how we're wired. This is how
Mhm.
we've adapted and how we've become what we are. Maybe you could argue how God created us. This
Well,
is kind of an evolutionary
some of this is very
thing,
natural. Yeah.
but some of this is built, it's wired right in, right?
Mhm.
Now look at what we built. Social media is a consensus engine.
Mhm.
You can see what everyone believes in real time. Disagreement is visible, measurable, and punishable at scale. The tribe used to be 150 people. Now it's everyone you've ever met plus a world of strangers watching.
Yeah, it's huge.
And look at the timeline. Facebook launched in 2004, but it was college only until 2006.
Oh,
The iPhone, so in 2006, Facebook opens up to everybody.
yeah.
The iPhone is launched in 2007 and Instagram is launched in 2010. Suddenly social media was in your pocket and in your face all day, every day.
Okay.
So this shows the number of smartphones sold.
Okay.
So look at that.
Wow.
You hit '07, '08, and it just skyrockets. And
Yep.
both smartphones and social media take over the world.
Mhm.
So we've got this massive increase in smartphones that perfectly and social media that perfectly parallels women's shift left, which was exactly what you said. You were right on board. You just hadn't written the article yet. But you knew is my
Yeah.
point. And I figured when I read this, I thought Carrie's going to know this instinctually. I didn't know you'd get it before I even read it. You were already you were already on it.
I mean,
That's how talented we are on the Wildly Opinionated News Hour.
thank you, Todd. Thank you for setting me up for success right there. No, it really is just it's so apparent if you watch young people.
It says the mental health collapse.
Mm,
What it says is it says the
so sad.
machine turned on and the capture began. The mental health collapse among teenage girls tracks almost perfectly with smartphone adoption, with stronger effects for girls than boys. The same vulnerability that made social exclusion more costly in ancestral environments made the new consensus engines more capturing.
Wow.
The machine wasn't designed to capture women specifically. It was designed to capture attention, but it captures people more susceptible to consensus pressure more effectively. Women are more susceptible on average, so it captured them more. Add a feedback loop. Women complain more than men.
Hmm.
Scroll any platform and it looks like women are suffering more. Institutions respond to this because visible distress creates liability, PR risk, and regulatory pressure. In addition, women are weaker and inevitably seen as the victim in most scenarios. The institutional response is to make environments safer,
Mm.
which means removing conflict, which means censoring disagreement, which means the consensus strengthens.
Wow.
The counter arguments get removed or deplatformed, and the loop closes. Never did we see that more than with COVID, right?
Yeah, this is wild. I need you to send
Un-
me this article.
Universe, I'll send it to you. And
Yeah.
before I'm done here, I'll credit who wrote it. I didn't at
Okay.
the front end. I should have.
Yeah, it's really good.
Universities flipped to 60% female while simultaneously becoming progressive monoculture. The institution young women trust most during the years their worldview forms
Mhm.
feeds them with a single ideology with no serious opposition.
In a safe environment
Right.
with no disagreement.
There's probably no better way to mind meld young women than
Yeah.
exactly what has happened.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he
And
talks about
and
the
and
graduate
young
thing.
men too, just not they're not quite as
Right.
susceptible. That's really something else.
So that's the university, and like I said, it's a long article, so we gotta skip a little bit.
Okay.
Marriage collapse. This probably matters more than people think. Single women vote more left than married women. This is consistent across decades of exit polls. Part of this is likely economic. Single women interact with government more as a provider of services. Married women interact with government more as a taker of taxes. The incentives point in different directions.
Hmm.
That makes sense, right?
Interesting. It's interesting.
Then the algorithms. The algorithms optimize for engagement. Engagement means emotional response, time on platform, clicks, shares, comments. Women respond more strongly to emotional content on average. They are more empathetic. They can be more easily manipulated with sad stories. The higher the neuroticism, again, higher sensitivity to negative stimuli. The machine learned this. It fed them content calibrated to their response patterns: fear, outrage, moral panic, stories about danger and injustice and threat and wars and victims. Men got different feeds because they responded to different triggers. The algorithm doesn't really have a gender agenda. It has an engagement agenda, but engagement looks different by demographic, so the feeds diverge. Women ended up in information environments optimized for emotional activation. Men found alternatives: podcasts, forums, cars, wars, manosphere, etc.
Hmm.
What do you think?
This is really interesting. I'm hung up on something. I know you want to get through this.
No, go ahead.
Talking about the married women being the takers of taxes. What does that mean?
No, no, no. That's not what he said.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm trying to
No, here's what
compare
he
those
said.
2. Okay.
This is how they differ. Um,
It's above yeah, just above the
where
graphic.
did it go? It was
It's
right
just
here.
above that. Single
Single women interact with government more as providers of services.
Oh, the government's providing them
Yes.
services.
So
Married
they
women.
interact like the
Yes.
government's their husband,
Yep.
kinda,
And
right?
yeah, the government
Government's
is
the
the taker
husband,
of
government's the
taxes.
father.
Okay.
And then for married women, it's the taker of taxes.
The government is not
So they're
not
gonna
the
be
guy.
naturally more suspicious because married women have a husband. Their kids have a father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're trying to run a household budget.
They're not looking at it
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. All right, so back to your ideology.
Yeah, where do we wanna go here?
It was, the ideology.
Feminism told women their instincts and biology were oppression and wrong.
Ugh.
Wanting children was brainwashing. Wanting a provider husband was internalized misogyny. Their natural desires were false. Consciousness installed by patriarchy.
Down with the patriarchy.
So
It's wild.
many believes it. Anyway, that
This is
the other
wild.
what's the other capture? Men aren't immune to capture. They were
Mhm.
captured differently. Women got ideological conformity. Men got withdrawal. Porn, video games, gambling apps, outrage content. The male capture wasn't believe this or face social death. It was here's an endless supply of dopamine so you never have to build anything real. Man, that is a good line.
It really is.
I gotta tell you.
It's terrifying, but it's good. Like, it's accurate.
Different machines, different failure modes. Women got compliance, men got passivity. So the line's moving now anyway. So what? If this model's right, the gap should be smaller in countries with later smartphone adoption or lower social media penetration. They say that seems to be true.
Mhm.
That the divergence is less extreme in parts of Eastern Europe and much of Africa, though South Korea is a major exception due to other factors. Um, so that's kind of Bill asked
Wow.
why. The answer isn't women are emotional and it isn't social media bad. The answer is that we built global scale consensus engines and deployed them on a species with sexually dimorphic psychology. High times right there. Very cosmopolitan. The machines captured the half more susceptible to consensus pressure. Then they started capturing the other half through different mechanisms. We're watching both results in real times, 2 failure modes, one graph. Both lines moving away from each other and away from anything healthy.
Damn.
I don't know how this ends. I don't think anyone does. I don't think it will. Both machines are still running.
Wow.
What do you think, Carrie?
I think that's really fascinating. It's really sounds extremely accurate. You're gonna credit
I was
this.
trying to see if it said who the
It's-
author was or if it's
right.
the person who posted it.
I
If
think it's
it
right at the.
so
No,
this is the Vittorio.
yeah, he posted it, but down under that, it's Bill Ackerman. It said.
Well, Bill Ackman quote tweeted this. I don't think he wrote
Oh.
this.
Oh.
I
Oh.
think
Okay.
I
Go
think
up.
the person who wrote it is the at iter intellectus, I think.
Scroll down just a little bit. Right there. It says.
But that's the tweet.
Yeah, but okay, why? Okay, political scientists and data quants have been telling this for here we go. Political ideology. Oh, so Zarathustra. I don't know.
I think the author is whoever's name this is right
This
here,
one?
Vittorio. Yeah,
That is
because
something else.
Elon Musk is starting to promote. In fact, he just said this month, whatever article on X. So this would be an article native to X, meaning it's
Okay.
published on X.
Okay.
And whatever article gets the most traffic is going to get $1 million this month.
Oh, nice.
I should write something.
You should.
Anyway,
That's
what do you
wild.
think? That was interesting, right?
It's pretty thought-provoking. Yeah. I think we need to end on something lighter than that, but
I got one thing. Don't worry. I got something lighter. I got to
okay.
find it. Hold on.
I can't
Hold
wait.
on, guys. I won't let you scroll through my entire thing. I just got to find it. I know exactly what I want. I just need to find it.
Well, it gives me a little hope. I know it's just a handful of people, smattering of young people who are trying to be a little more aware of the dangers of being addicted to their phones and social media. I've noticed like products and apps that help you not spend all your day scrolling, things like that,
Okay.
being put out there by young people. Some young people saying they're getting away from smartphones. I think we talked about that like last year.
Yeah. Some of them
Like
are
that.
going to
So,
flip phones.
yep. So I think I hope that maybe at some point, but gosh, it's changed our whole world.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it's changed our brains.
Yeah.
We've been rewired.
Yeah.
And so how do you get I think you're right that the only answer is for people to kind of pull away from. First of all, you got to recognize it. That's the first thing you got to do is be like, I'm captured before you can start to think of escaping.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that you're right. I think that what are the things that are going to lead to escape? Well, you've got a daughter, right?
Yep.
Clarissa.
Yeah.
Wonderful with a little baby Matthew.
She's absolutely wonderful. But
She was captured for a while.
oh yeah, and I would say that she's still
But it's hard not
struggles
to
with that
move away from that once
inclusive.
you have a baby,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then that gets progressively more because then you're starting to raise a family
Mhm.
and it becomes harder to hold on to some of those things and easier to see some of the truths and some of the ways that that's one of the ways to
Right.
start to deprogram yourself is to get married. So you start there, have a family, have a baby, you start there. You know what I mean? Go to church. You start
Yeah.
there. There's a bunch of things you pull back a little bit, maybe from social media, or just by being conscious of it, you manage it better.
Yeah. I
You know
think
what I mean?
that comment about making something real, all those things that you just said, even for women, because I know that the making something real, doing something real was
That was
regarding the men, but
right.
it's for everyone. When you spend all of your time on your phone, on social media, even if you're texting people and all that, it's like, it's just not real. You're not building anything.
Right.
So everything you mentioned, getting married, starting a family, building a family, going to church, those are all such real things. And
And those are what our foundations like that. Those were the
Yeah.
foundations of the community and the culture that we built.
Yeah, I mean, it's of humanity. It's not even
Yeah,
like
Western
us.
civilization, right, it's not even only Western civilization.
Right, it's like just all of humanity, and those are the things that ground us. Those are real things. And yeah, when you just are doing this on your phone for
And
years.
it's not just on women, I don't
No,
think.
it's
Part of
everywhere.
the deprogramming is clearly on the men's part, but
Mhm.
part of it is as a man to re-engage with things that are real, to build things that are real,
Yep.
to pull away from sports gambling or
Mhm.
maybe an over I think there's just a crazy obsession with sports with a lot of guys. It's
Mhm.
almost an idolatry of sorts.
Right.
Not everybody, but some.
But but to make it real, either, like, go to a game.
There you go. Go to a game.
Seriously,
Don't
go
just
to
have 6 screens set up for all your gambling
right. Go to a game, you know,
because then
see
you're not a
people.
fan. All you care about is where the money's moving and what the
Yeah,
points are, and all of a sudden you've taken yourself out of the fandom altogether.
right. Yeah, it all becomes virtual. The other thing you could do, I think, is go play pickup basketball at the park somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
No, I agree with you. I That's what I did growing up.
Right.
Will and I are friends. We'd be at the basketball courts
Yep.
for 4 or 5 hours straight in the afternoon, pickup games, whatever, if we
Yep.
weren't working or whatever.
Sure.
But that was where we hung out, and that
Yeah,
was where
go do something real.
or tennis courts, we would play tennis or go
Yeah,
fishing or go hunting or whatever. Any
exactly.
any any of the stuff that is real. That
Yes.
I do think that's
You can
important.
put your hands on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have found moving from I was a general contractor for years, builder, general contractor, and
Mhm.
I just basically was kind of managed everybody that was building home, managed the crews and this, that, and the other. And those are important, obviously. Once I shifted to doing more on site, so in other words, you get the jobs, but I'm working more. I found more satisfaction in that.
Yeah.
Um,
We are
so
definitely yeah, we're definitely wired to, respond to tactile things for sure.
to achieve something,
Mhm.
this is going to be an example right here
Okay.
of me putting up something that was from earlier, but I
Okay.
just found, and I think it's that Scott Bessent clip about Iran. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
want to play it quick
Okay, cool.
because I think that people, he tells what's going on.
Iran is the culmination, or we're quickly approaching the end game of President Trump's plan that he put into effect almost immediately when he came into office. We've been applying a maximum pressure
You can
campaign
see the
on
riot,
Iran's oil
the
exports
protest in
to
Iran.
cut off the sources of the regime's funding. And what we have seen in the past month is a total financial collapse of the regime. We're seeing banks go out of business. We are seeing inflation. We are seeing a lack of hard currency in the economy. The Iranian leadership has been hurting the people. They have been spreading the money around the globe for proxy wars, for to try to develop a nuclear weapon. And as we saw with Operation Midnight Hammer, uh, June 22nd, when President Trump gave the order for our great B 2 pilots to end Iran's nuclear program, we continued the pressure then. And the Iranian people are now desperate because the economy has been so poorly managed, right, and the regime is on their back foot and they have taken to violence. President Trump has ordered them to stop the violence or face the consequences.
Yeah, and the president.
So Trump's got a lot going on
Yeah.
with the with Iran, and he's trying. I got to say, it comes down to trust in Trump. He's trying to be judicious about the use of force. People act like he's just a cowboy and he's just that, but he's really not. He's trying to take his time and not make the mistakes that we made in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And if you look at Venezuela so far, pretty good. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I hope so. I just don't think we should be messing with them over there, but
Well, Trump, there's a bigger geopolitical ball that Trump's working on. Do you know what I mean? I think part of the amazing thing about Trump is he's dealing with China and Russia and Venezuela and Iran and all these things. And they're all pieces that he's putting together to kind of isolate China, to kind of isolate Russia, to make America the clear and dominant superpower, to take over the Western Hemisphere.
Mm.
I mean, effectively,
Yeah.
not necessarily
I
take
know
it
what you
over in
mean.
every
Yeah.
sense. But anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is. Huh.
And I didn't want to. Now, this is the one I wanted to end with.
Okay.
This is so great. Let me find my screen share. This guy. Okay, here we go. This man claims he's stuck in France in the year 2055,
Okay.
and no one can debunk his videos. For years, he's uploaded clips claiming he's trapped decades in the future. There are no people, no traffic, no sound, but the power is still on.
What?
Vending machines still work. Stores are stocked only with PlayStation 7 games, a console that doesn't exist. One vending machine has a bottle of soda left inside. So let's watch this. It's kind of fun.
I'm so fascinated already.
Claims he's stuck in France in the year 2055 and can't find a way back.
Is he
And
winning?
everything he shows in his videos looks disturbingly unreal. For several years now, he's been posting clips that depict a future completely devoid of people. The footage shows empty streets and total silence. The roads are deserted, yet vending machines and terminals are still working, as if the country itself still exists, but its population has completely vanished. In some videos, he walks into stores and shows shelves full of video games made for the PlayStation 7. Even more unsettling, every single game on display is designed for that console,
Grand
a
Theft Auto.
system that doesn't even exist in our time. One detail in particular really alarmed viewers. A nearly empty vending machine with just one bottle left inside. The date on it is clearly visible, April 2055. According to him, it's a drink that hasn't even been released yet in our present day. Even more disturbing is the moment when he enters the Louvre and films the Mona Lisa from up close. The room is completely empty. No guards, no tourists, as if time itself has frozen. He does the same with the Eiffel Tower, showing it surrounded by absolute silence and emptiness. What makes the story even more unsettling is the fact that he started posting these videos long before the explosion of AI and modern visual tools.
What do you think?
This guy
Okay. What do you think of this, Todd?
I don't know.
Is there any way to zoom in on his face?
Hold on.
Are you able?
Let me see. I can't
Is-
zoom in. Oh, there we go.
Is he wearing like a mask? Or
Yes, I think he's wearing a mask.
why does he look so freaky?
Because he's all alone, Gary.
He's like, I think I'll paint my face white and go see the Mona Lisa. Yeah, what do you think of this?
I don't know. I think it's crazy. I don't understand any of it.
Oh,
I mean, you'd have to think it was fake, but then there's some weird things in it. And it was before AI, and it's like,
Oh.
what is going on here? How could there be lights on and power and vending machines that work and no people?
I mean, can it be like post-production, like editing?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, obviously anybody would think it's BS of some sort.
The fashion's really weird in 2055.
He's stuck.
He's stuck.
What's he gonna do?
No, I kind of
He's a Hindu stuck in 2055.
I want to go follow this.
It's probably Vivek.
What?
It's probably Vivek.
No, it's one of Candace Owens' like followers.
It's a time traveler. It's a time lord. You know what it is? It's probably Charlie Kirk.
It's Charlie Kirk.
He done time traveled and put a mask on. And now he's stuck somehow in 2055.
In France. Hey, do you know, is he French?
The guy?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. I don't know. It doesn't say. This was posted by Hustle Bitch.
Hey, Hustle Bitch. Thank you.
I love
That's
that.
hilarious. That's a great account name.
Readers added context. These videos are from a fictional TikTok series depicting an empty future. Oh, they claim it's fake, confirming it's a hoax.
I'm still
Pretty good hoax, though.
It's great.
I'm all about fictional stuff. Bring it on, man. It's a good story.
I think so. I want to look up Hustle Bitch.
Hustle Bitch. I wonder what the comments are on this. I don't even ever look at comments hardly.
Oh my gosh. The
Dumb
my kids
bitches
have
will
taught
believe
me-
anything, I guess.
Todd, my kids have taught me. I'd go to show them a video. They would take my phone and immediately go to the comments. They've taught me the comments is like the best.
They're like, is that George Floyd?
Wait, up, go up. It says, bro really thought we'd believe PS7 still uses discs in 2055.
I think that's a fair comment. Well, why would they use discs?
Oh, I'm so glad someone made a GTA joke. Is
What would he
GTA
say?
6 released yet?
Released yet?
Because we've been waiting for it.
Oh, really?
My household's been waiting for it for years.
I love the comment. TikTok didn't make people dumb. TikTok just showed us who the really dumb people
That's
are.
fabulous. Oh, that's so good.
Anyway, I knew
Love it.
that a little bit of levity to end the
Yeah, that's so fun.
to end the day on.
Well,
We're stuck in 2026 right now.
Yes, we are.
People are still moving about.
Yeah, they really are. They're moving about and yeah, and they're just getting ready to square off against ICE and
Oh yeah, we got a war coming, guys. Listen,
Yeah.
tune in to Beers with Jesus tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the show. Wildly entertaining. Tell your friends about it. Send them
Share with some
clips.
friends.
Yeah, we've got clips. You can find us on social media, Todd's World 2023 or Todd's World. I think I'm at Todd Allen on Facebook and probably Instagram. So you'll know most of the posts are clips of the show or whatever, a few other things. But
And if you dare, please go defend us when the comments are really crappy and accusatory.
let us know what you think of watching the clips. It's a relatively new thing for us. I felt like today went a little better.
Yeah,
Getting
you did
used to
great.
it a little
You did
bit.
great. I also feel like the feed was way smoother on
Was
my
it?
end. Like from
Maybe
what
it
I could
was.
see.
Maybe we're just getting used to it. For me, it's I really wish it would make my life so much easier
Mhm.
if I could organize bookmarks in X.
We'll work on that.
But the other way I was doing it is I was texting the clips to myself and then I'd have all these different tabs up and I can't really do that with this platform. So
Yeah. You
anyway, work with me, people.
We are
Join us.
highly trained.
Visit toddsworld.net.
Slowly trained. Yeah.
On there. Books are coming on there soon. Once the book hit, I'm going to start promoting them hard. Insurrection is a great story. Speaking of insurrections,
Yes.
we have our own story and we've got them coming, right? Tim
Oh,
Balls needs to read Insurrection.
oh yeah.
On the wrong end of a
Could
tree.
change the whole course of his life if he read that.
All right, Carrie, thank you for joining me today. Guys, thank you
too.
for joining us. Recommend us to
better?
people. We won't grow without people recommending us. So
Look at you just pulling off this amazing hour and 52-minute show.
look at us go.
Now, under
Michael
the
Jordan's
weather,
flu game.
the horse paste is doing its job
Like I scored 50. I don't remember if he scored 55 or 63.
on his flu game.
His flu game. I think it was against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You know how he did that? He was thinking about not
Horse
the
paste.
work. He was thinking about the outcome, not
He was
the work.
rubbing horse paste on his feet, putting socks on and playing basketball.
Vicks on one, horse paste on the other, making a graph.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. Same time, same place, Todd's World. We drop Wildly Opinionated News on Tuesdays, Beers with Jesus on Wednesdays. We'll see you tomorrow. All right,
Okay.
Carrie.
Bye.
See ya.